a real positive here. We're seeing the stock higher in the after-hour session.
As it should be. Yeah. I mean, I think that I listened to the Spaces. I thought it was very elegant, actually. I thought it makes sense for both sides. I think it's actually more generous of Tesla because I don't think they necessarily need that. They already are the standard. I think it's more important for GM. And so, I don't know, good for them. They're just trying to knock down all the obstacles to getting an EV.
Yeah.
I think it's also opportunistic by Tesla. I mean, they're going to get access to $1 billion of federal funding that was going to go towards building out EV stations. I mean, they're not doing this for free. And their EV charging stations now across Europe are probably going to also get a similar bid to that capacity. And I think it's great for Tesla. The interesting dynamic here is you think about convergence of technologies and you think about, common standards. GM and Ford can only get pulled up in the valuation dynamic. In other words, what their businesses are worth, or Tesla can get pulled down. And I realize you can't just immediately make that transference onto multiples. But there's no question that at some point they're all moving together. And this is why we get to this place where Tesla is an auto company. And so what should you be paying for this company? Clearly a massive lead. And then there's the other side of this that just gets into EV and what kind of capacity do these guys have to really build out all this stuff, lithium, et cetera, supplies. It's a fascinating time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, Tesla's up 60% from its post-earnings low. And again, I thought that earnings call was not particularly great. I thought the margin detail was not particularly great. I think some of the competitive situations, let's say outside North America, weren't particularly great. But the fact that stock has gained hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap in just a month and a half, I mean, I want to almost broaden that out a little bit and just say we're seeing a lot of really crazy stuff. The stock sold off for fundamental reasons, to Tim's point, because people were looking at some of the valuations in and around their competition. And now to have this sort of run, and I look at the way this stock traded today, and just so you know, I mean, I took a lot of my position off post earnings, okay, and I started coming back into it. This is on the short side in Tesla. And today I got back into the office and I started doing it again today, and it just was right in my face. And it really felt like somebody knew that this was coming. I just want to be really, really clear about this, especially on a day like yesterday when we saw all those major NASDAQ names sell off 3%, and this thing was up 2.5% and kept on going. There's like some fishy sort of stuff going on in this name right now because it's not trading on fundamentals. Again, it is a $750 billion market cap company again.
But some of the technicals, I'd just say on the stock, I mean, it got through the 200-day. Yep. If you look at this move, especially this after-hours move, it's kind of punctuated a move through that downtrend from November of 21 that it's been fighting up against multiple times. And this kind of takes it through it. So the technicals continue to be very strong.
Guy, is this better for Tesla stock or for GM stock?
I think it's better for GM stock, but I can understand why people would flock to Tesla. Listen, I thought, we've been talking about it. First, I want to say I've been wrong, but thought 225 to 230 would be resistance. We're clearly through that now, and Tim's point about breaking through that resistance is spot on. But I think GM, the tremendous savings I would imagine would be incurred by GM. Mary Barrett just spoke to it, and you can make a case that the $43 level that we traded to in February should be within sort of earshot here. And, it's not that far away. If valuation is compelling, which it clearly has been for a number of years for GM and Ford, and you start to get some momentum and some money put in these stocks, I think $43 is not that unrealistic given the market we're seeing right now.
Yeah, this looks like the after-hour session highs here. I mean, Dan had mentioned raw materials. So let's say adoption is much easier now because they're part of this great charging network. GM has signed all sorts of agreements with miners to get lithium and cobalt, et cetera. Right. Are they ready to go? Do we just clear the last hurdle for GM?
Well, they're at 100% capacity to do 2 million units on EV in terms of nickel and lithium through 25. I don't even, are they going to do that many units?
In 25.
What's that?
Through or in 25?
From now through 25.
I don't know. They've been delaying and delaying. I mean, this is great for them, and I think it's better for GM than it is for Tesla. But they're talking about 2025, right? So that's
No, but you can use an adapter like starting pretty soon, and there's some like literally plug-in adapters you can start using this. You know, one of the things that's really interesting is that ChargePoint, which is the biggest actual
loser,
huge loser. Well, I mean, listen, can I tell you something? When I had the Ford Mach-E, and I loved that car, ChargePoint,
you get nowhere.
No, it was a disaster. And when Phil just said that about getting to those stations, needing that sort of thing, it was really bad. I wonder how Tesla customers are going to feel, especially in very dense, populated areas where they rely on these superchargers. It was part of the selling point. It was definitely part of this ecosystem that would draw you to that. When they start seeing Ford Priuses pull up or Ford...
It's not going to cause them to not buy a Tesla in the future, because if they switch to another automaker, they'll face the same line.
Well, my point is, it seemed like the only game in town for a long time, and now there's going to be a lot of other options to do that. And a lot of people in America have affiliations with Ford and GM and that sort of thing. So I guess my point is a lot of these charging stations are super packed as it is, right? And so unless they keep up with the building of these stations, it's going to be a hard thing. Now, listen, maybe ChargePoint goes under and maybe Tesla takes them all over, and that's going to be a huge business for them. I just don't know the economics of the business right now.